So we've got Mallow today, sitting amongst the flowers. Lots of pinks, lots of purples, lots of yellow. If you don't have a lot of pink and purple colored pencils, it's fine to switch the color to blue or green or whatever you do have more of. We usually just need a light version of the color and a dark version of the color. Then get some cardstock, a little bit nicer paper. It takes the colored pencil a little bit better than just printer paper. And be sure to sharpen your pencils. Last week we had a little bit of an issue of the drawing going almost off the paper unless it was changed pose, so today we'll plot it out just a little bit more. This one's kind of nice because right at basically the midpoint is her elbow and the flower, and right below her flower is the feet, so you can kind of fit it in there a little easier than her whole leg. So I'm going to be using a light pink. We'll see if it shows up on camera here. So about halfway down, I know that's the top of this petal. So I'm going to start sketching out kind of this weird heart shape. Oh, it doesn't show up on camera. What if I darken? Nope, not really. Let me get a darker pink. And this one's maybe about as tall as an inch, this petal. Not that big. And the next petal is going to go out to the right. I'm not going to follow the shape exactly, but I know they're all just kind of skewed heart shapes with the two bumps. There's Stephanie. Let's let her in. Hi, Stephanie. Got your pencils? Got your paper?
Yep.
All right. We're just starting with this flower that's just below the center of the paper there, so we can get our fairy kind of in the middle.
What color are you using, Betsy?
Pink.
Look what I got. I got myself some colors.
Ooh, nice set of colored pencils.
No, the dollar store just didn't work out for me. Okay.
Oh.
Dark pink, you said?
Yeah, I've got kind of a darkish pink. You can use a lighter pink. It just doesn't show up on my camera very well. So if you have a lighter pink, better to work in lighter colors.
Okay.
So this next petal shape is actually going to be both of these together. There's not that dark line separating these two petals, so we're just going to make kind of this double heart on this side.
Hi, Michaela.
Hey.
We drew a tower without you.
I know. I had to get some chores done outside. Then I pulled a Michaela and my blood sugars dropped. So
oh, no.
I know I got a lot of. I'm gonna be real good at doing the wavy lines for a while.
I love that my name has become a term of phrase.
Yeah. Right, a Michaela.
I did a Michaela.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Michaela.
I do.
We all do.
Don't have enough protein on board. Go outside, clean rabbit cages, lizard cages, rake, and
collapse.
What lizards do you have?
Have a blood sugar of, zippity.
No, I mean, what kind of lizards?
I have panthers, chameleons.
Ooh.
Oh my.
I hatched 2 out of an egg, didn't I, Kristen?
Yeah, and they're getting big
eggs,
and pretty.
Wow.
Big. First time I've ever done that. I thought I was buying a magic bean at the circus.
Magic bean.
But it really was. It really did help baby lizards. It was amazing.
Hmm.
No incubator, nothing.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
But it was still pretty delicate, that whole
yeah,
hatching thing.
Yeah, about the size of 2 peas, little wet things. Had to feed them fruit flies.
Yeah, they were tricky.
Now they're trying to bite the snot out of me, so we have to work on that.
But they don't have teeth, do they?
No, but they can grab on and shake their head and rip a piece of skin out if you don't get them taken.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my.
Oh.
A teardrop there?
Yep, we're gonna do a teeny skinny little teardrop that appears right there, right by the
Okay.
stamen. And then we'll put in that little trumpet shape and keep it inside the flower outline. So if yours ends up being a little short, that's okay. We just want to keep it inside the flower. There's this lovely two-tone pattern to the petals where we have the light pink on the outside and the darker pink on the inside. If you happen to have an actual lighter pink pencil and a darker pink pencil, that's great. If you don't, you're gonna have to use your pressure. You're gonna have to press a little harder on the dark areas and a little lighter on the edges. I'm gonna take my dark pencil first and just fill in a couple of stripes radiating from the center. Then I'll take my lighter pink and I can color over the whole thing. And I'll repeat that process on the 4 other petals.
I've not been able to find that picture in my files. I've got to go to the chat and re-download it to find where it went. Okay, so it says it's here, but when I try to open it in my application, it is not there.
Is it there when you open your folder? I might have saved it as a weird file type.
It opens when I open in my folders. Yeah. What does it say it is? Will it tell me what type of document this is?
That's a good question. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
It's a file.
It is a file.
Yes.
That's what it says. And open with. It gives me a bunch of random places that are none file alpaca. If I open it, Internet Explorer, it will say it will automatically tell me about Norton, and it wants me to do Norton. Oh, it's at the computer's now asking me to download Microsoft Edge. Okay, then.
No. That's
something else, yeah.
Yeah, that's a browser. You don't want to do that. They are just trying to take over your computer. What does it say it'll open it with?
Okay, now it's doing a weird thing where it's not letting me click anything, and I'm slightly scared I might be. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, it was giving me a weird thing. It was asking me to open it in Bing.
Bing?
For some reason.
That's weird.
Is it an HTML?
Well,
I don't know. Hold on. I chose to open it up in the Internet Explorer, but clearly that was a mistake.
Well,
okay, now I'll ask it to open it with Paint.
Try that.
Paint cannot read this file. Use a valid bitmap file or format is not currently. Okay, yeah. So you gave me a weird file. It's not letting me do anything with it. I'm gonna delete it.
There's another one. See if that one works. It's a Photoshop file, but the Fire Alpaca program is supposed to be able to open up Photoshop. So maybe that'll work.
So have you colored that interior one with yellow
I
already?
did a very, very light yellow. Probably the same yellow that I'll use for her wings later. If you don't have a light yellow, you just get your dark yellow and you press very, very gently.
I have colors now.
You have all kinds of colors. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not letting me open it either. It's asking me, hey, do you want to buy an app that you can open this with?
With Photoshop?
Yeah, I don't have Photoshop.
Huh. But I mean, you're in Fire Alpaca saying open, right? Or are you trying to
No,
double click it?
no, it's like it won't show up when I try to open it with Fire Alpaca. I have to go into like the app files in my.
The Photoshop one won't show up either?
I'll try. Okay, I'll try. Again, hold on. Open.
I'm gonna grab my kind of chocolate milk,
It's a PS.
chocolate brown
Oh wait,
skin outline.
wait. Okay, yeah, now it's finally letting me do it.
Phew, save as right away.
Yeah.
Save
Fire
as,
Alpaca file.
yeah, save. Betsy, it already exists. Do you want to replace it?
Yes,
Sure.
Oh, I need a pencil extender.
Yeah, now it's an MDP file. Okay, cool. Thank you, Betsy.
You're welcome.
Betsy, what's this in the chat? Friggin' Jet Betsy edit dot
That's
pet.
for Michaela. That's the file she was trying to open.
So ignore it.
Yeah,
Yeah, ignore it.
that's her dinosaur drawing that we've been working on.
Oh. Okay. I don't know how to ignore it. Oh well.
Getting interested. Well, he'll come up again because
Yeah.
and you'll recognize him because he's an old friend of ours.
Okay. Chocolate pencil in hand.
All right, so we've got our flower, and right behind the flower, I was going to point at my screen, my goodness, is her elbow. So I'm going to go ahead and start sketching a little bit of her arm in between these two petals. I'm going to stick out the other side. Now, since our petals are all different, you might have different parts of the arm showing, but we just need a little bit of the bottom line, which is right there, so that we can have an idea of how thick her arm is going to be when we draw the top line.
Betsy, the flower in the picture has really a black outline. Are we supposed to do that or?
You can if you want. You can take your black or your brown. I prefer a dark brown. Black tends to be a little harsh.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to put a darker outline around it, yeah.
Hmm.
What was I doing here? Oh yeah. So her wrist is going to be. Oh, mine's already different than the picture. We'll go with it then. I'm going to draw her wrist thin and then get wider as it goes back. And her hand is being overlapped by part of her dress, part of the fabric. So instead of drawing the back of her hand, I'm going to draw a little series of overlapping bumps to show the fabric. And my dog wants out of the room, so I'll be right back.
Oh, doggy. What breed is him?
We don't know. We picked her up off the street. She was abandoned, so we took her in. We think she might be a Chihuahua mix because she's bigger than a Chihuahua, but she has some Chihuahua characteristics.
Ah.
My friend found a dog in the ditch and they named it Ditch Dog. Lived with him for years.
Wow. That's a great name. It reminds me of like a story I read somewhere where people talked about how they'd give like when they get foster animals, they give them really stupid names so that way they wouldn't get too attached, like something like spork or garbage bag or stuff like that.
So when they had to give them up, then they wouldn't be too broken up.
Yeah.
We would definitely rename them.
Yeah, 4-H kids do that with their livestock that they're going to sell.
Oh, yeah, they're going to butcher, yeah. Bacon and ham.
Yeah.
Hamburger.
Lamb chops. Yeah.
Ooh,
I
I
know
don't know.
that it helps somehow.
I'm gonna come down and make that little finger there. Actually, her index finger, not her little finger. And your elbow might be behind the petal like it is on mine, or you might be able to see it like in the original drawing, but we're going to go ahead and start having her arm go up just a little bit because her sleeve covers the rest. I'll just show a little bit on either side. And then we want this length from wrist to elbow to be about the same as from elbow to the top of her shoulder. So if you want, you can get some kind of ruler or measuring tool and try to get that same distance from there to there, or you can just practice eyeballing it. That's up to you. Come down on this first petal of her sleeve. And this part is overlapping this other part that has a little bit more jagged edge.
You know,
Now she wants back in, huh, Betsy?
Yeah, that must be her killing.
oh no, those are my dogs.
They went up though, right? Or in?
No, I think my brother is coming over.
Ah.
Yeah, we're gonna do like a no contact thing because he wants to borrow our carpet cleaner. So we're gonna do the thing where it's like he stays in his car, then we put the carpet cleaner outside, and then he can go back inside. He comes and takes it and leaves.
Yeah, that.
Time
Well,
to
it's
live
safe.
in it, So her posture is very relaxed and she's got a rounded back, so we're seeing more of her green dress on the back and less of it in front. So in front of this sleeve, I'll put a line very close. And her collar has this sort of little curl near the base of her neck there. And that little stripe, I'm just going to follow around her shoulder up to there. And that's when it's going to start getting wider and go farther away from her sleeve and farther away from her arm. Depending on how close your flower is to this one, you could try to aim for that flower petal. But I'm just going to have it get a little bit wider as it goes out and keep that roundness. And wherever it lands, it lands.
Hey, can I ask you guys a random question?
Sure.
No, you cannot.
Okay then.
Ah,
See, now don't listen to Stephanie too much.
she bit my bluff.
Now we want to know, so you got to ask us.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is a little more appropriate for the dinosaur class, but have any of you guys ever seen Land Before Time?
Yeah.
Way back in the day. In theaters.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Theaters?
Yeah, when it was in the
We're gonna have to
theaters.
explain that to our great grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went out in groups.
Mhm.
Man, my main memory of Land Before Time was just I guess my siblings like collected a bunch of like the tapes. So I had a bunch of the tapes of a bunch of the sequels from around their time.
Mhm.
So that's my and I remember once I watched the first one and I absolutely hated it because I hated death in like
It's pretty
movie
sad.
plot.
Yeah. Always killing off those moms.
Yep.
Well, they always kill their moms. You know, that's just what happens to
Yeah.
cartoon characters. Their moms get killed.
I'm going to
Really?
work on this edge of her dress right here. Coming down.
Yeah, do you know what, Betsy? Your thing is helping me a lot because one thing I realized is if I have the dinosaur dude like facing more towards the person, towards you, then it
Mhm.
actually like makes it a lot easier to tell. Like the perspective, it makes it a lot easier.
All right. See? Breakthrough. If you'd just given up, we never would have found that.
Betsy, you got to
Yeah.
take credit. She's giving you a compliment. It's the same one I do. You are able, you
You
are,
saved us.
you are able to explain things where others can't. You have a gift.
Oh, all right. I
Yeah.
will try to use it for good purpose only.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, unless the other makes you more money. So,
Or maybe just feel like being evil.
yeah, no. Like,
Just be like, I know how to fix it, but I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I showed my friend that ate the last week's fairy and how you
Mhm.
showed me how to fix it, and they went, amazing. No.
Oh boy, now that I'm doing his face a bit more. Oh boy, now I've got to do his face a little bit more front looking, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be a little difficult.
A little bit, maybe. Her knee poking out here, just going to be a little bit lower than the green part.
My Michaela went away. I feel better.
What?
What?
Okay. Okay.
I got my blood sugar back, okay?
All right.
You know what I mean, Michaela.
Yeah, I know. For a second, I thought you were talking to me, and I was like, "What?"
I did too. I thought, what? She's still here on my screen. Well, her name is.
My Michaela went away. No, she's not the one on the screen. Look how that turns into a dress. So cool.
And we'll go ahead and color her dress. You're going to need a light green and a dark green, or at least one green, and kind of a lighter pink for her sleeve, and maybe a more purpley color for her skirt.
Yeah, her sleeve looks like the flower petal.
Yeah.
How do you decide where to start, Betsy?
Where to start, I usually start with the darker parts, like we were starting with the darker pink there. So I'm going to start with the darker shadows on her knee here. Or do you mean like start the drawing?
Composition, yeah.
Composition. I usually look for where is the middle point in the paper because it'll be easier to reference if I start with something in the middle.
Got it.
Because last week we started with, what, the head? And then Kristen had to change the legs of her fairy since she was running out of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
that happened.
it worked.
Yeah, so I usually try to start from the middle and go outward. But still, that's not 100% foolproof if I still make the
If you
flower
make it
too
too
big.
big.
Yeah, and too big, it'll go off the paper. So I've got my purple, and I'm going to zoom in on her knee here for a second. Here's a little tip for fabric. As soon as it focuses.
Now I've got too many colors to pick from. It's like,
Ha
I know. No.
Mine just says purple, so
Yeah.
that doesn't help much, right?
That's
If
what
they'll
I'm
mix.
for.
So when we get a piece of fabric, which is fairly, let's see if I can get on camera. No, I can't. Kind of. Sorry, it's a dust rag. It's a little dirty. But as it's falling over, it's going to start wrinkling into like cone type shapes. And every time there's a cone, there's a shadow in between there. So on her knee here, her knee is touching all of this on top. You can see kind of an oval right there. And then we have these triangle shadows that are showing where the fabric is draping over her knee. So on my drawing here, you can give yourself a little guideline if you want. You can say, okay, there's her knee. That's where the fabric is touching it, so there's no wrinkles there. And then after that, I'm going to stick in some triangles with my darker color or pressing harder. And those triangles are just going to touch that line. And you can get your darker pink and fill in right over the top.
Hey, you guys ever seen that one weird show, Dino Squad?
Dino Squad. Is it an anime or is it an American
Yeah, it was
show?
an animated show.
I think I saw Dino Squad. I used to watch Dino Saucers, Denver the Last Dinosaur, Barney.
Yeah, it's like this show about teens who can turn into dinosaurs.
Oh.
Now that doesn't sound logical. Oh, doesn't have to be, does
I
it?
already know teens that can turn into dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, I
They
remember.
growl when you least expect it.
Yeah, it's got this weird logic where it's like something about there were two dinosaurs left. Like there are two raptor people, immortal raptor people. One is a lady, one is a dude. The lady is good and she helps these good teens try to stop like the evil immortal dinosaur who I guess he uses science to turn people into dinosaurs because he misses the dino days.
Interesting.
And I guess it works where you turn, like when he gives you like serum or whatever, it turns you into the dinosaur you are most related to. Because I guess
Well,
humans evolved from dinosaurs,
joke's on
apparently.
them because, yeah, I'm studying this stuff and we didn't come from dinosaurs.
And yeah, I don't think so. But cartoons, they don't care.
Nah. For her sleeve, I'm going to use the same pinks that I used for the flower. And the
Yep.
darker one is going to go just on the edge here. And underneath where it's overlapping. And then we fill the whole thing in with that lighter pink. And I'll get my dark green and my lighter green.
Oh, green. Thanks.
If you don't have a dark green and a lighter green, you can use one green, or you can change the color entirely. You can get a dark blue and a light blue, dark orange and a light orange. We'll do the same process, except here we don't have as clear of the shadow shape like we did on the knee. There was really crisp triangles. Here it just kind of starts out a darker green and gets kind of lighter, 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 lighter as it goes up. So that's what I'm going to do. Down here I'm going to do kind of medium pressure. And as it goes up, I'll get lighter and lighter until I'm just barely dragging the pencil around. If your color isn't fading smoothly, rather than putting more pressure on the dark areas, just keep going back over it, more layers. Same pressure, more layers. And every time you make a pass over a section with your pencil, it's going to cover up more of the white of the paper and get darker. If you want to go a little more advanced, you can get that yellow that you used for the middle part of the flower, and you can put just a layer of that right on the edge where the sunlight is hitting those wrinkles. That yellow will make the green a little lighter.
Did you leave that one area under that yellow white?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And then we'll take my light green and color right over the whole thing, not too hard, and the medium pressure. And then the top part of her dress has this bodice, and then there's some gathering where the skirt comes out right by her sleeve. So right by her sleeve, I'll take my darker green and just make a little line across there, and a few little flicks downward for those shadows of the gathers.
Everybody making sound.
The front of her dress is going to be dark, so I can color that in. And again, if you want to go a little more advanced, right on her back, you can put some yellow.
You ever think about how? No, wait, never mind. This isn't dinosaur class.
There is
Drawing a dinosaur.
there is a dinosaur class, isn't there? That's Fridays.
Way to pitch it there, girl. For all those-
Fridays. Coming on Friday.
for all those who'll be watching later on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go ahead and add her neck. Pitched a little bit forward.
Everybody people.
Her ear, or her earlobe, is going to go almost right into her neck there in this angle. So I'll put a little earlobe there.
Hot fans of joy. Your hands, they love your throat. They love your throat and hold and hold you.
And then you can see her jawline doesn't go directly to her earlobe. It's a little bit lower. On mine too, I'll make it just a little bit lower. And bring it out for a chin. And her face is so turned that her lip, you can't see the other corner of it. You can only see one corner of her smile. It's going to be tilted.
It's you.
little bit like those fabric wrinkles we were making a moment ago. Just a line there, another line there.
You're gonna be a rock star on YouTube, Michaela.
Oh, sorry.
No, no, no. Okay, sorry. I'm just saying, you know, you don't want to show your face, but your voice is out there. I'll be saying, we want the blank face girl on
Oh,
America's Got Talent.
no, no, no.
Wow, that's weird how that just turns into a face.
I'm going to draw the tip of her nose almost right on top of that lip there since she's turned. And a little tiny nostril. You need a sharp pencil for this part. We'll round off the tip of the nose there. We're going to keep the nose fairly short because being young and a child, she'll have a shorter nose than an adult, and that goes right up into an eyebrow. From that eyebrow, we're going to go in slightly and then come out for a little bit of a cheek.
Ooh, that looks hard. Okay.
If that part's too hard right now, you can just stick in her eye, which is right on her nose because it's being overlapped. So we only got half of an eye sticking out here. Once you've got that eye in place, then you can shape that just little tiny piece of cheek. I'm actually showing more of her face than I should have, but colored pencil can't erase, so we're gonna go with it. And then one of the most important things to do here is we need this eye to be lower. If I went straight across and drew her eye, no, we need her head to be tilted. So right where her eye is on the other side, that's where her eyebrow is. So if I go right across from her eye, that's where her other eyebrow is going to be. If you've kept your tilts with your nose and your mouth. And then underneath that eyebrow will be the other eye.
Marshmallow concert got canceled today.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What's a marshmallow concert?
He's a thing the kids.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
He wears a marshmallow hat. He doesn't let his identity be known, and he plays pretty good.
Surprised he can do that. You'd figure someone like him, he'd be like doxxed really easily, you know, due to how popular he is.
Yeah.
I saw him in concert. He was pretty good.
Mm.
Not my kind of music, but pretty good.
Pretty good for what he does, right?
Didn't get on my nerves.
Yeah, his whole mask thing. It reminds me of I know some guy called Dead Mouse.
A lot of DJs
Like-
seems like to wear helmets and masks and things.
That's what he is. He's a DJ with a lot of special effects, you know.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I'm not into DJs. I only heard of like the two that I just said.
Then for her hair, if we go right up from her nose, that's going to show us the center line where that hair is parted. So if I just hover my pencil, follow that nose upward, that's where that part is going to be. And I'll just draw this really skinny shape of her hair on the far side. This little sickle shape. And then the rest will be closer to us and come down into that braid behind the ear. So I'll just make my big general shape first.
It's like she's taking life and taking the form of life in front of our faces.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I know.
And her hair is going to come very, very near to her eye. So we can wiggle that line right down there.
And I love how it's like with this I can minimize it so I can still see what you're doing while I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was afraid would not work, but it does. That you can get a lot of stuff on your screen and still see and watch and draw at the same time.
And then this part is going to go down into a braid, but we're not going to see very much of it. So we'll just make a vague shape to show that it's woven up. And just like we always do with hair, I'm going to grab my kind of dark chocolate brown for the shadows and start flicking up.
Dark brown. Oops.
If you don't have a dark brown, you can use black. Or just press a little harder with your brown that you do have. And then we'll also flick from the part at the top, and you can see I'm curving my strokes to show people that her head is rounded.
Oh no, my PC. You know, looking at pterodactyl pictures, you know, trying to figure out like you know, a good example of something that might be able to help me, like with the angle.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't found anything like that, but I did find a pterodactyl Pusheen plushie, and then when I look down, I find a bunch of other various Pusheen plushies. Like there's a Spinosaurus Pusheen, there's the water dinosaur Pusheen.
Pusheen love dinosaurs. It's a cat.
It's kind of like it's like, you know, one of those like cute mascot characters, kind of like Hello Kitty.
Oh, okay. I know Hello Kitty. How could I not?
Oh, it's got her little curl coming off the side here. Remember, we want a big loop and then a small loop.
Okay, like before class stops, can I show you like this again?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to capture like his expression at a different angle, but still have it like, you know, look at like it's at a different angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way I'm drawing it now, yeah, the way I drew it before, he kind of looks dutiful, which is cool. But now that when I keep drawing him now, he kind of looks angry.
Oh. Her eyes are going to be so tiny. I'm just going to put a dark dot in there. I don't think I'll be able to get the iris and the pupil and the shine and all that. So I'm just going to fill that in.
Also, hey, did you know that pterodactyls or whatever they called have teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they'd have teeth.
Yeah, I thought it was just beak, but nope, teeth. Well, I guess geese have teeth, so yeah.
Geese have teeth? None that I've seen.
Well, I mean, they're kind of like teeth, but they're. Wait, I'm trying to think of which bird am I thinking of, because I've seen like pictures of the inside of like various birds' mouth where they have like either teeth or like really like pointy tongues or like, just
It's the edge of the beak.
scary
I mean,
mouths.
it's not really like our teeth, calcium kind of thing, but
Well, the geese that used to bite me that I kicked in the head, they had no teeth.
They had no teeth. Huh? They
not,
didn't
not
have
when
you
you
were
were done with it.
Yeah. So I'm switching
I
over
could-
to my purple, just so you know.
Purple. Okay.
Yeah, purple for sketching out these wings. They're pretty triangular. A couple of our fairies had those big rounded lower sections to their wings, but not this one.
And you know what? They're not. You know what?
Not teeth.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of like teeth, but yeah, you're right. And I think the really scary mouth I was thinking of were penguins.
But they don't have teeth either. They're
No, yeah,
birds.
it's like I was just thinking scary mouth. I think that was just my main thing.
A skinny little shape for that other wing in the back. And you can use brown or purple for all this like little veins and shapes in here. It doesn't really matter. We're going to have an elongated raindrop right at the top here.
Okay, I realize that they're technically not teeth, but they're little like sharp bits in their beaks.
Yeah, so it's like just the formation of their beaks has little pointy parts.
Yeah, like little spines in their mouths.
Yeah, I think they're, probably a similar thing to whatever that the beak is made of. I think the beak is made of.
And then we're going to have another elongated raindrop. Oh, let's take a look at this.
That used to be my Gandhi.
Oh,
Ah, yeah. Now they've got horn on their head.
yeah, that's quite the lump.
Gandhi did.
I can show you really quick what they look like. Well, the one I'm looking at, like why I thought they had teeth.
He
1 minute.
used to scare the horse, the farrier.
What? Oh, 1 minute till class ends. Got it. Oh no, I forgot my computer was dying. I need to go get something.
Okay, we'll look at that later then.
Okay, never mind. It's good. I got it.
All right. And then, taking a few more lines here on the edge. One more shape on the bottom here. And we'll connect it up to her back. And put one more curve in between. And you can divide this area up any way you want to. I'm pretty sure this isn't a real butterfly, and even if it is, nobody has the vein structure memorized. So do what looks nice. Do what you like. Then we're going to get our yellow and color in just this stripe kind of in the middle. It doesn't touch her back. Kind of starts in the second section here. And it doesn't go straight across. It might wiggle a little bit.
Oops. I was dozing. We started right. Okay.
So on this section, I avoided the purple lines, and then when I got up to the top, I just started coloring right across the purple lines, and you can see there's a little more color blending up there. And her overall wing color, darker at the bottom, lighter at the top. So I'm not going to worry about all these little highlights and all these little things happening in here. I just want the overall feeling of darker at the bottom, lighter at the top. I'll get my purple that I was using for the outlines and just lightly put a layer that will fade out as it goes up. I'm giving my fingers a break by just loosely holding my pencil and wiggling my arm instead of my fingers, because they will cramp up when we do these long drawings like this. This is my second time going over the bottom area, and you can see how much darker it is. I'm not pressing any harder, I'm just going over it a second time, and it will definitely make that color darker.
Oh, you would have heard that, huh?
And this back wing, the tip has a little darkness there, so I'm going to color that in.
I have returned.
You have returned, victorious.
Sorry, my computer died. I should have plugged it in the second I saw it the morning.
Oh, it
It
died.
happens.
You were on battery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to grab the pink that I used for her dress right here, and I'll color in the rest of the white areas, or actually I'll just color right over the top, not over the yellow because I want that to stay a nice pure yellow. I'll color right over the purple.
Oh, pretty, pretty.
Yeah. She still
Oh
needs
yeah,
to eat,
it's so
though.
pretty.
Let's go ahead and give her some legs. So the distance from her knee to about where her hip would be is about the same length that we want going back for her feet. I'm just going to lightly hover my pencil, and then wherever there is white paper, I'll put the line. I could probably draw lightly right through the skirt, but I don't want that line to show up, so I'm just going to hover my pencil over those parts and then draw where there's the white paper. In this one, her heels are almost right below her neck, but, you know, depending on the position of your fairy, that might not happen. Then once we get to the ankle here, we're going to go straight down for this front part of the foot where your shoelaces normally are. Not too far. And then we're going to pitch forward for the toes. And you'll probably have to sharpen your pencil again since we're getting into some tiny details.
Hey Betsy, have you ever watched that one weird? I'm sorry, I keep asking this. Have you ever watched that one weird show, Hyper Team Monkey Super Monkey Force or something like that? Like a long title.
My sister did. I didn't care for it that much.
Do you have any idea what the plot was about?
That's like Voltron, except with monkeys.
Oh,
They all had, you know, their robot.
Got it.
They joined to make a super big robot or something like that. Yeah, it was real similar to Voltron.
Yeah, because the only thing I really remember about it is like it's about like like the monkeys were originally monkeys, but then as scientists like made them into weird intelligent cyborg creatures that team up with a boy who becomes their leader.
Yeah, it was very much like Voltron.
And then at one point they just go into space.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it. Much.
When we draw the bottom of her foot, it's going to get a little bit wider at the heel, just so you know. And go out a little bit.
I heard they're gonna put it back on. They're gonna put it on Disney Plus. So I'm thinking about like trying to catch a couple episodes and see if there's anything I'm interested in there.
Yeah, any entertainment value.
Yeah.
Before I do her heel, I'm going to jump right up to her ankle because I know I want her ankle to be a certain width. So that gives me kind of a target to shoot for when I round off her heel. And her other foot is going to be super easy since it's overlapped by the one in front. We just have this skinny shape in the back. Going around like another heel. Coming forward, almost touching, but not. And then down, and it's going to end higher than her toes. Have you watched Hamilton yet, Michaela? You gotta watch Hamilton.
Oh, I have. I watched a little bit of it with my family, but then like it was I didn't know it was over 2 hours until I opened it, and halfway in my parents were like, "Okay, we can keep watching this, but we're gonna fall asleep." And I figured if they were gonna fall asleep during it, it wasn't worth it, so we changed it to something else.
Yeah, we had to watch it in 2 parts too. As soon as we got to intermission, we stopped and then we watched the rest for the next day.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. I don't watch TV, but I do want to see that. So, I don't know.
But what do you have to see that? It's on Disney?
Disney Plus.
Yeah, unfortunately, they won't let you see it with the free trial. You have to pay your $7 or whatever it is, but
Oh, I didn't know that.
it's pretty worth it. I think, anyway.
My kids have Disney Plus. Maybe I'll go over there and.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch it over there.
I did that with the what was that one? Septimus Fowler.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Artemis.
Artemis.
Fowl.
I went over there to watch it with them. Her heel looks like a growth.
It's like a growth.
The only thing I know about Artemis Fowl is from like the movie news and something about how they changed a lot of it, except for the part about the way dwarves work is how they get through places is they eat dirt and then poop it out so fast that it's like they like travel through the tunnels, and that's really all I know.
Yeah,
That is weird.
I listened to the book before I watched the movie. You need to do that because then you'll catch the little things where they.
Yeah, that they changed.
But I mean, or that they kept true. It's.
Yeah, the ones that kept true.
It's light entertainment.
I like the clip that I saw where he unhinges his jaw and then says, "It's digging time," and then he proceeds to like eat and poop out the dirt.
They have some pretty good characters. They have the Dame. What's her name? Dame Judy or whatever. The British.
Oh,
Judi Dench.
Yeah, Judi Dench.
She's in there. So in the book, it's a man that's the head elf.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, it's a woman. Oh, we got green, and we're doing.
We're gonna do the stem right here.
Got it.
Coming down, so that we can push this leaf.
Just to preface this, before like the news of the movie come out, I had never heard of Artemis Fowl before, and so far I have kept myself not because I'm avoiding spoilers, but just because it doesn't really catch my eye.
Oh, it's good. Anything with fairies in it, I'm in.
I don't know what this leaf actually looks like because this part got chopped off and I don't see any other leaves. Kind of this one maybe. So I'm just making this up. If you want to be more accurate, you can look up mallow and see what mallow leaves look like.
Big and flat.
Big and flat, okay.
Mallow is who we're stealing from, huh? Okay.
That's the name of the flower.
Oh, darn.
We're stealing from Cicely Mary Barker.
That's what somebody said. That looks like Sissy Mary Parker. I said, yeah, that's,
The master study, yes.
yes. I wasn't sure, but I said, yeah, I think so.
Put in a couple little vein structures there. And I'm just going to do the same kind of fading technique we've been doing. I'm going to make it darker near her feet, and then it'll get lighter as it comes forward. And I'm sure you guys haven't forgotten that the last week for fairies, you'll be making your own. So you need to come with your flower, your butterfly, and a child's pose. I'll have a couple of references in case you forget, but it's always more fun when you get to pick the one that you want to draw.
So a pose, a flower,
Mm-hmm.
and a wing. A wing. We gotta have a
Yeah, some
wing.
kind of wing. You can do, dragonfly, you can do ladybug, you can do whatever you want. But butterflies are the kind of the running theme of the fairies that we'll be doing from Ms. Barker. So you'll have a lot of practice with butterfly wings. And if you're tired of sweet little girls, you can look up Ms. Barker's Thistle Fairy. It's a cute little punk-like fairy.
Oh, I want to see that. Hold on.
Yeah, go check that one out.
I wouldn't say it's punk, but yeah, it's different.
Compared to all these other sweet little kids, it's definitely more punk, at least in my mind.
Oh yeah, no, you can see a couple of the little boy fairies. Oh, they're cute.
She's holding, I don't know what this is called, kind of like rose hips, but not.
It's just the bud, isn't it?
This is bud before it flowers.
Or the deadhead.
I have one of those two, yeah.
A deadhead.
It
Flower.
looks like a pumpkin and a leaf to me, so that's what I'm going to draw it as. Get in the bottom right in her hand with my dark green. Little spiky things.
Dark thing coming up.
Yep. Doing the same technique where I'm coloring it dark near her hand, and then it'll just get lighter as it goes up.
And is that time that we're supposed to do our own?
The very last week, it'll be the last week in August.
Oh, okay, August. Good.
Yeah, we
How
got a whole
long is that?
month to practice these.
How long till that?
4 or 5 more weeks. Let's see, where's the calendar?
Well, this week's August 1st on what, Saturday?
1, 2, 3.
Saturday,
Yeah,
right.
you'll have 3 weeks, and then on the 4th week is when you're doing your own.
That's like the lion training she gave us. I didn't think it would happen, but I actually did remember things. It must have been muscle memory.
All right. That's the goal. They don't even have to think about it. You just start drawing it.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Oh, we think a lot.
So
But yeah,
I don't have that color orange. I'm going to get a dark yellow and color in this pumpkin section of it. And then I can add those little green things around the back. And that little stem thing right in the middle. And if you'd like to make it stand out a little more, you can outline it in brown. Oops. Don't press too hard or you break the tip of your pencil like I did. Same thing with the flower. If you want the flower to stand out a little more, you can get your brown, your dark brown. After you've finished your little bud in her hands, you can see her other arm just tucked behind the one in front. I'll follow my same arm lines right up. Might see a little bit of her other sleeve on mine. And then for skin, we do our same old
Peach.
more red or pink patches. If you've got a coral pink, that's the best. If not, you can use an orange. And we'll just color in the tip of her nose, cheeks, fingertips, toes, and major joints. So ankle, you can't see her knee. If you can see her elbow, you can color in her elbow. And then I'll also use this color for some of the cast shadows, like this dark part right under her sleeve. Her arm in the back might have a little color, a little shadow.
What are you
Her skirt.
using pink there?
Yeah, kind of my salmon colored pink or orange or sometimes a dark yellow even.
Okay.
This one just says peach.
How come we're not using pink this time?
You can use pink too if you want. Kind of up to you. I was just looking at the picture and it looked a little more orange, a little warmer. You can use the same color more lightly, or you can get a slightly different colored pink. Or sometimes a yellower tone will work also. We'll just lightly go over all of the skin. And we have just about 10 more minutes, so I might try to do one of these other blossoms that comes off of the stem here. Grab my pink.
Betsy?
Yep.
I'll show you my fairy. She looks like she's kind of suspended in air. Should I put some more skirt on her or a flower under her?
Let's
Yeah,
take a
she's
look.
mine is too. She's not really sitting on that flower.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can just add some
Betsy
more.
says too.
Yeah, mine is too. So I think we'll just add a couple more stems underneath, and then it'll look a little bit more like she's seated. But wow, look at how good that's coming out.
Thank you. It's fun. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
We're gonna take our green and we're gonna put a few more stems underneath here so that it'll look like she's more seated.
I think because I made my legs and skirt longer, maybe.
We're just gonna have a couple more branching out here.
Darker, right?
Yep, this is my darker green. Whoops, maybe not that low one. Don't do that one. Should have connected all to the same spot. I can see they're all coming out of the same node, but can't erase it now. That maybe would convince people she's sitting there now.
Oh my, that's very nice.
Thank you. And don't forget to sign your work. Sometimes to indicate that it's a master study, you just put after and then the original artist name. Let's say I've got my fairy here.
Right?
So then with our shape here, we can have, don't have it growing out of her head, somewhere out of her wings. You can have a stem coming up, and then just the outline of the flower. You could probably even color in the flower later on. You don't need me for that. You know how to do it now.
Right.
Oh, it's so light you can't see it. Guys, you gotta tell me these things. Still can't see it.
I'm just saying options. I may not do any of it. I'm just saying options.
Oh, okay. So the options you've got, you can put in your flowers and probably not put the dark outline just so that they'll go farther back
Right.
into there. You can, let me use a pen because it's darker. Like I was saying with the geometric one, if your fairy is here, you got all that coming down, you can just put things like a square or a triangle and just fill in the sky. You can have clouds,
Okay.
something like that. You can also just color lightly around the fairy and have it get lighter, 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 lighter. All the way around, lighter, 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 lighter.
Would that make her pop out more?
So what color would you use for that? Same old color or something contrasting?
For the fading background one, I would probably do blue or something, like if it's a sunset sky, you could do orange. But definitely not pink or purple because we want those pinks and purples of her to show up. So you could definitely do the yellow that's in her wing, and you can just color it here.
That's
can
a nice
do-
idea.
Blue.
I'm going to think about it.
Just think about it, huh? Because sometimes you're just working, and you, wish I hadn't done that.
I really like, what is that called? Vignettes?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Subject. I really like that. But sometimes, like when we did that tree and you used a Sharpie for the background, that really is cool.
Just really pops it out, huh?
Okay, here's mine. She has a yellow background.
Let's take a look.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we can see it.
Yeah.
It's really pale.
Hey, yeah, but it fills in that space, huh?
Just lay your pencil down and
Why is it not wanting to focus? If I hold it closer, will it focus on her maybe?
yeah.
Yeah, we can see it better that way.
Just lay your pencil on the side and go lightly around it.
Yeah. And I, I didn't even come close, so I didn't have any overlaps or anything, but it just sort of put something there.
Yeah.
I inked her too.
Yeah, I was gonna say your outlines are real crisp. You must
They're nice, aren't they?
Nice.
I wanted crisp and I knew how to do it. So I did it.
Betsy, hey, put her eyeballs in though. Put her eyeballs in. Did you forget?
Eyeball.
She has eyeballs. They're green.
Let me see.
Maybe it just wasn't close enough.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see.
I
Nice.
can see now. I didn't see the green.
Yeah, they're small.
Okay, here's mine. But I think I'm going to do the yellow background too.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah,
Hey.
my trademark antennas.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Got all those fairies with antennas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. I love when people like take stuff
Oh.
like humans and fairies and stuff,
Mhm.
and they make them look less human.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
like the extra petals back there.
Okay, on my stuff.
I do too. The petals you put for her to sit on are really very nice. That helped a lot.